Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video it is the second video on the farm shop and how it is going. So we have a nice pile of clay here behind me. I'm just going to go start leveling that out, and just excuse that, mother shouldn't see that. We took the opportunity while they were away to do something that wouldn't otherwise get done. But anyways, and a lot has been done. I can tell you one thing for nothing, the lads have been busy. It's quite literally been 3-4 days since the last video. I just literally haven't not had time to look, but the job is coming on something fierce, absolutely fierce. So we have the car park is in now. There's 804s to go on top of everything, but they're still bringing in stone to go under the shop. But the car park is in, 804 to go down on top of that. They're tracing in ducting and pipe work so that we can bring power and water out to the entrance, so we can put water into that paddock, have power for gates or lights or whatever we need at the top. Sunflowers are also just coming near flowering, so everything is looking good to have it done on time. So they're just landscaping. So that's the car park. Then these two bits here are like 2 wee gardens in front of the shop, which we might turn one into a duck pond, and the other one, like, it's for animals or it's for whatever really. So they're just landscaping that up, and then below then they're just filling in, because there's a right bit of filling to be done to bring it up. But one of the biggest changes, and Liv came in with the camera to set up on time lapse, and I just checked, and she got 2 seconds of time lapse footage before the camera died. So not just what I had intended, but in 10 seconds you'll see the difference. It's quite substantial. So yeah, it has well and truly opened up. So we took back 10 of the Lolandi trees off to bring it back up to here. So we are probably looking at putting in a gas tank there for supplying the grain dryer when we get the farm, the grain shed up, and then for supplying the shop, and also having it for supplying the farm. But the reason why them trees had to come out is the corner of the shed is going to be somewhere out there, just kind of on the edge, yeah, just where my finger is where the corner of the shed is going to be, the new farm shop. And with these trees here and the overreach that was on them, it left no space to be able to bring in anything from here to go around into the back. Because one of our things is, for when we have our events like our pumpkin patch and that if we need extra car parking space, we have our car park there, but if we really need to, we can bring cars down by the edge of the shop and then use our yard, or what we used as a car park last year, as a car park, an extra space for the car park for events. So that's why the trees had to come out, but it's totally opened up the whole yard. So they have to stone and fill up and bring things back that way. You can see the biscuit that is there is part of the drainage system that's going in, and it's also going to be like a sump. It's at the lowest point in the field. That is where the duck pond was, and it's basically just dug out so that if we ever have issue with water, heavy rainfall and water starting to build up down here, that we have a sump and a pump to pump it out. But the top of that biscuit is going to be the level the shop is going to be sitting at. So there's a right bit more stone to come in. So I think there's 55 load of stone come in there now, and not quite, well, more than halfway, so there's not quite the same again to go in. But yeah, it's coming on fierce well, playing an absolute blinder there. So I'm gonna go get the shovel and level out that clay on the lawn, and yeah, jobs are good. So we're just out now where they're tipping clay at the minute. So it's at the back of the calf. This is the paddock that the calves start on. So just tried tipping with 6480 in the red rock, doing this thing. But anyways, there's a kind of a trench. It's not too bad there, but as it goes that way, it opens up into quite a substantial bit of a hole with big stones. I'll just drive around the other side. You have to excuse my ducks. We're trying hard here to grow a great crop of ducks. You can get a better idea now from this side, so you can see what it's like. So it's full of yokes you just would not want to meet with the mower. So I'm just going to try and level this out with the loading shovel, just so that they can make better use, maybe back in across it, get leveled up. We'll stick a bit of grass seed on it. I might run the stone picker across it. I have a bit of stone picking to do in the next day or so. We should be bringing it down there, but the problem is with the wet weather we had yesterday, it's left the run down not sticky. Not that you'd make tracks or anything I'd be concerned about, but bringing muck out onto the road, which we don't really want to do. So we're going to fill this hole here. Now I have more to fill. There's a good few big stones down there, that side of the clump, more over there, and more behind me over there. But I'm not ready to reseed this. This is grass on it that I want to feed to the bulls. So for now, I'm just going to fill this hole because it kind of suits. And it's not that big a job, but it gets rid of clay that otherwise is going into the mound. That is a hell of a mound. I mean, it's massive. And we just want to try and avoid putting it in it for the time being. So. Anyways, we'll do a bit of land leveling. And why aren't we in the demo? Father Phil is at the demo at the minute, seeing can I get it fixed. Because I'm kind of half hoping I'll get to do the digger work myself, and the receded bit is sure to go in a bit clean and trying to do whatnot. If not, I'll just get the cousin who has a digger to do it, another cousin with the Hitachi. But we'll see if we can do it with the demo, because we're just... I'll tell you, I'll put down the camera. But yeah, just in general with work, so I am wearing a white t-shirt, which I pawned this morning. I was like, geez, that's a dangerous call. Whether it's going to stay clean or not, it's still pretty clean. So I was agitating this morning, so we have Eric and Brendan are away with the tankers there, spreading the slurry away, trying to keep the tankers moving now, just to make sure that we get all the slurry work done well in advance of the deadline, the end of September, which we're well underway. I think we have 4 farms on the books empty at the minute with the tanker, so they should be finished up on the one I agitated this morning, this evening. Going to do another one tomorrow. But there's about a week's work at slurry without anything coming in, so it just kind of means that we're in a position where I should have a bit of receipt. There is a bit of work on, but not. It's kind of the quieter period. It's kind of in between first cut, second cut, slurry to go out, bits of receiving and bits of baling. So it's the quieter time. So I think I have some time to spend pricking with a digger, trying to do a bit of receipt on our own ground. But if I don't have time, if the digger's not going and I don't get something done with it this weekend coming, I'm just going to ring the cousin, because I'm not going to see it not done because I don't have the time to do it. So we'll make sure it gets done. I'm going to take a run at the land leveler when I have this done, just to kind of really level it off nicely now. I'd prefer to have the bulls in here and have the grass head off before doing this, but just don't have the space now to put in all the clay into it. So making the best of what I have with the situation we are in. 645 is on the Blue Marshall. On. Just get to see it there. I don't think I'm going to win any prizes for my job leveling, but just give the lads a bit more space to maybe tip it where it needs to be, leave less movement to be done with this. So shan't be too bad, hopefully. And that is something that has been annoying me for a long time, Phil. I might scatter a couple more just at the bottom towards the tree. Like, I could really do a lot here, but had I known we were going to be coming here, I would have tried to rearrange things maybe a little bit better and had the bulls out here. At the minute, the bulls are at the very far end of the farm, so it doesn't just suit. I just can't get them up here to eat this off in time to keep diggers moving, which is the main thing. So I might see if I have another hole to fill somewhere. That would be handy, got to, because this hole is basically done. Though I need more clay out here, but I just not ready for it. This doesn't affect things too badly. What needs a land leveler now, I have receding to do, so when I'm at that, I'll get it done and land level it and pick it and put my grass seed in it. And yeah, should be the finest. It's a whole field. So we're out in the castle now. Again, a lovely crop of ducks, but to be honest, this is just for the pigs, so it doesn't really matter because they'll tear it all up. But we're now coming out here with clay or topsoil, because that area, especially up there right round back to the gate there is nearly no soil. It's basically just on stone, so we're going to level that all out on it. So this was all loose rock and stone and whatnot, and it was all cleared off into where them nettles are is just piles of stone that was kind of graded off this, but all of up there was just rock. It's just sitting on the bedrock, or the rock that's exposed. So we're just bringing out clay just to level all into it, because it's one way of getting rid of it, and it'll bring on a bit of soil and give the pigs something more to play with, because they could do absolutely nothing up there, but down the back side of the castle there and over there they'd actually were able to do a bit of rooting, but nothing up there. So we're going to level out this bit of soil here now. But yeah, we get rid of a nice bit of it out here, just level it in, and a bit of soil might grow a bit of grass and keep the pigs happy. Just walking out to look at how the shop is progressing. Last night we finished off our piles of clay on the lawn. I sent a picture to mother and father, and I got back, was not so bad. So we filled a few holes for my mother on the lawn out the front of the house where we left holes, so keep me mother happy. But yeah, just levelled out, covered up a couple of stones, put in the hollow. I left a pile of clay over there that we'll be able to use for landscaping around the house, or whoever wants extra clay. It doesn't look too bad, but there's a saying, it's good from afar but far from good, because it was just levelled with the load and shovel bucket. Can't really run a land leveler out there because I covered big knobs of stones, so you're trying to pull the clay, you're just catching them big stones. So it'll be alright. The geese will level it off for me if they're not eating on me grass seed on me. We're on site this morning, walk up to the gate, go in. Well, our roadway is in, A04 is down, car park is in, entrance between the two gardens is to the shop, and they're just still waiting on some more of the heavy fill. There's a name, I think it's Blast, just to get the levels up right, to them start putting down A04 from under the shop. But it's the work that's been done in the space of a week since the last video is astonishing. They really have pulled it out the bag, so they have. And thankfully this morning is quite wet, but thankfully we had good weather, and they were just able to blitz all the digging out of this. The amount of clay that has been moved is quite substantial. So we've a pile of clay up there to kind of re-level that field, or that area there. So this area here is going to be like extra car parking space, and also a wee paddock for goats or pigs or whatever. But that clay there is going to be kind of leveled into that end of the field, just to kind of make that level. So this is the car park now that we're on. So I don't think there's anything else to go on this. We're leaving it with A04. We were talking maybe a dust, but the dust is come back to the point where it wouldn't let water drain, and we could also then have the issue with water coming, or the dust walking into the shop. We also have bus and coach parking, which is along the side here, where her entrance driveway in is here. So in perpendicular to the farm road, so it's a separate roadway in. We have our access then for going down to the side of the shop for deliveries, and we need to, when we're at pumpkins or events when we need extra car parking spaces, that'll go down the edge where the Leylandii trees were taken out, and then we have access to the backyard, which we'll be able to use for parking if we are stuck. So to have the two lawns here landscaped and seeded. So we will be planting a tree in either square, and we may kind of have to be in about putting a wee moat into it and using it as a duck and a goose paddock. But it's just down to size and what I think will work. So then this is going up to the shop. You can imagine now this is entrance to the shop. Then I think there's a metre or 3 foot of a boundary on the shop, and then you're into the face of the front of the shop. So they've traced in all the wires and all the pipe and ducting, so we can bring power from here up to the road to put in powered gates and lights and stuff. Water connections then for feeding water out to paddocks here and up there, and for getting connected to the main supply at the road. The shop will be here. Now the shop, trying to remember, kind of from the edge there, 3 foot back there, right back to nearly at the shed, the pumpkin shed, and then back as well. It will not be on top of the biscuit, but the biscuit will be just outside of it. So it's just really coming together well, so it is. So they have more drainage stuff put in around this. So there's a drainage pipe underneath going that way, drainage pipe going up that way. You can see it coming up there, and then they're going to plumb that biscuit into another one that will be putting about where the cane trailer is, which will then connect into a shore that will be putting kind of from maybe that kind of part of the hedge right around the far side of that shed, right around the back of the silage pit, so that should take any of the flow of water coming down the field, channel that out. Then we'll be able to gutter the sheds into that, and it'll also just, if there's ever, it's just that thing, the biggest issue with where we are building the shop is it's the lowest part of the field. It's where the duck pond was. Now in terms of why didn't we put it somewhere else, here just seems right. It's close to the road, it's kind of a separate entity from the farm. If we were to put it down the far side of the silage pit, then you end up trying to drive right through the farm or trying to drive round the farm. For us it just made sense here, but that was the challenge, is the lowest part of the field is the increased cost of being able to build that up, and then dealing with the flow of water that was coming down the hill. But I have to say, they've played some blinder, because it's just come on so well. So this will all be filled out back into the other car park, or into the backyard, you could say. This area here is yet to be dug out. That'll be dug out when they're ready to start knocking part of the farmhouse, and then they'll use that rubble to put in there and then finish that off with stuff, because we'll be just basically stoning right out to the other yard, and then it leaves us with more options for parking, more options if we want to expand the farm shop, the museum part of it if we want, and it's just options. That's what it's all about, leaving us with enough space to have options. I think that must be the edge of the shed maybe there. So yeah, them and the land is gone has really opened up the yard. There's a bit of work there to be done just to grade that into a bit of a ramp up, but yeah, some job. All is looking like it'll be ready for the sunflower patch, which we just show you the sunflowers. The sunflowers have grown exceptionally well in comparison to our maize and our pumpkins. The sunflowers are flying. The sunflowers, you would think with lots of sun, lots of heat, doesn't seem like it, because they are flying. I mean, we just can't get over the crop of them. Now we might have sowed them a bit thick, so we may have. They're quite thick in. Now we still have to do our paths, which is a bit annoying, waiting on a lawnmower with a mulcher to come that we bought to be able to mow through the paths. But they are coming near ready to flower. You can see the petals forming, the flower heads are forming on top, and they're getting ready to start opening. You can see we have different varieties of sunflowers. So we have a main crop, which was just a bog standard cheap and cheerful cover crop variety of sunflower. We also added, these ones should have red flowers, and I have a funny feeling these funny petals are like a pom-pom, I think they've said. But they are coming. We hope in 10 days time the sunflower patch should be open. Liv, if she has anything ready, should put it in the description. But if you follow the farm shop on Instagram at Stewart Family Farm, you'll be able to keep up to date with how the sunflowers are progressing when the sunflower patch will be open. We'll be doing teas, coffees, ice cream. We'll have the shop. We'll have as many things as we think we can get in, and then there'll be paths and picnic tables out throughout the sunflowers, and that you can come out and have a look. We'll have the animals out, the chickens, the geese, the turkey, the pigs, the goats, the kids. We'll have all out for people to see, and I really am looking forward to it. You can see this field from the road when you're coming down, so I think it'll be some spectacle. Fingers crossed it all goes to plan, but we'll have our car park in, we'll have everything we need to do done. So everything is coming together really nicely. So it is. The next big step for the project out here, I think the next thing the cousin is going at is, I think he has to go once he's step by finished there. He has a few jobs to tidy up for a few people, and then we'll be starting into the new grain shed I'll be building. There will be a video on that and why and the size and all that crack. It's going just up on the back of the meal shed. We'll also have the start of the house, which will happen before we start building the shop. I think the plan is to not be doing that much here while the sunflowers are going on. When the sunflowers finish, maybe mid to end of August, then it'll be back out here and start erecting the farm shop. But yeah, it's coming together really well. It's hard to imagine now. When mother and father left on holidays, they had just kind of dug out some of this here. I don't think there's much digging done up there, and now yeah, some transformation. But yeah, everything is coming together as planned. So as I said, if you're interested in coming to our sunflower patch, you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening when it's coming on, you can follow us at Stewart Family Farm Longford. We'll leave something in the description. If you want to support our venture on building a new farm shop, a new premises, which will have more things for people to come and see, because at the minute our shop is quite literally 3 freezers and a fridge, and there's nothing to really see or do except for maybe the calves on the lawn and the geese are on the lawn at the minute. There's nothing there, but this will be somewhere that you'll be able to come, have a cup of coffee, look at the museum pieces, look at some of the vintage machinery. In time we'll have animals, you'll be able to come see the animals, all that. That is our ultimate goal, is to have that whole field in a nice setup, a farm shop that you could come and spend a couple of hours, whether you're interested in old stuff or just looking for a couple of hours out with the family. That is our goal. And then the tillage fields that are around then will be holding our fence, our sunflowers, our maize and our pumpkins. That's the ultimate goal. That is what we're pushing on, because that's where me and Liv see the future. For me and Liv, the future is out there, and that's why we're pushing on hard at it, because that is what we believe. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to support us, head over to Stewart Family Farm Longford, to our website. You can get yourself beef, pork boxes. I think we're a bit short on beef, but we have lots of pork boxes, lots of pig in the boxes there still to go, I think, and also merchandise. Everything you buy and support helps us push on hard at this and pay for it. Anyways, look, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That's it for me. Good luck.